Hi, this is Tammy and I do math for coffee. And today we're going to talk about when you multiply exponents and when you add them. All right, let's start with the product of powers property. So if you have two things that you're multiplying together that have the same base, add those exponents. Let me show you what that looks like with an example here. We have y squared times y to the fifth, and you will add those exponents. So the answer is y to the seventh. Now, that's the shortcut. Here's the reason why that works. You have y squared, which is 2y's multiplied together, being multiplied times y to the fifth, which is 5 more y's. Count those all up. That would be y to the seventh. If you don't remember rules, you can always do expansions like this, but the little rules are shortcuts, and it makes your life just a little bit easier. There it is, y to the seventh. All right, I'd like for you to try it right now. All right, for this one, whenever you see a variable or a number and it's just kind of a standalone thing, it has an exponent of 1. We don't type those out or write those out all the time because who would want to do that? 1 to the first power, 5 to the first power. No, you just have to know that when you're working with exponents that you're going to put ones on all these little standalone guys. All right, so this is going to be r to the 1 plus 1 and n to the 1 plus 3 plus 2. So the answer is r squared n to the sixth. You can expand this out if you want to. I don't want to. That's why I'm showing you the shortcuts. For some reason, J's and K's are kind of confusing. I'm going to have you try this one. All right, here we go. Let's put the little 1 on that J because it's the only standalone in here. So we have negative 3 times a 2, because there's a negative 3 here and a 2 there. We have j squared here and a j1 there, so that's j to the 2 plus 1. We have a k to the 4th power, k to the 6th power, so that is k to the 4 plus 6. Now I just need to simplify this a little bit. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. J to the 3rd and k to the 10th. All right, try this one. I wrote that wrong, but it's going to work out okay. This is a positive 4, and this is a negative 3. And so I wrote it as negative 4 times a positive 3. That is incorrect. I'm sorry, that's a typo, but I've worked all day. I'm not going to go back and fix that right now because we're going to be just fine. Because 4 times negative 3 is negative 12, and that's what we're going to get here. But yeah, I know it's wrong. So I have a to the 3 plus 2, and I have b to the 1, because b to the 1, I didn't write it, but I know it's there. 1 plus 5, and then this c is all by itself. Simplifying this, we're going to get negative 12, a to the 5th, b to the 6th, c. All right, we got another property coming at you. This is the power of a power. All right, if you have one thing, one base to an exponent, and you put that in parentheses and raise it to another exponent, you are powering this thing up. So you're going to multiply those exponents. Here is an example. So we're going to take b to the 5th, and we're going to raise that whole thing to the 3rd power. So the shortcut is to multiply those exponents, and we get b to the 15th. And if you expand b to the 5th out, you can see how that's going to work. b to the 5th times b to the 5th times b to the 5th, because you're multiplying it times itself 3 times. 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15. Here's a try it. This is y to the 5 times 2, so that would be y to the 10th. Okay, try this one. It's getting a little more complicated now. Here we have x squared raised to the 5th power, which would be x to the 2 times 5, and x cubed is just sitting here by itself. Now we finish this using that product property. We get x to the 10th times x cubed. Now we're going to add those together. And this is x to the 13th. This is really a good example of the difference in the two situations. One term, x squared raised to the 5th power, you multiply. But then when you have these two terms that have the same base, we end up adding their exponents. Try this one. All right, we have 4, and this is going to be a to the 3 times 2, b to the 4 times 5. We get 4, a to the 6, b to the 20th. All right, last property, power of a product. Problems that look like this, where you have some stuff in parentheses and the whole thing is being raised to an exponent, raised to a power. It's like the distributive property. Everything inside the parentheses gets that power. So xy to the 3rd power would be x cubed, y cubed. And if you're not sure and you don't remember, go ahead and expand it out. We're going to have 1, 2, 3 x's multiplied together, 1, 2, 3 y's multiplied together. Here's a try it. Everything on the inside is going to be raised to this 3rd power. That's everything. So 3 goes to the 3rd power, a squared goes to the 3rd power, b to the 5th goes to the 3rd power, and that c goes to the 3rd power. Now we just need to clean this up a bit. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, a to the 6th, b to the 15th, c cubed. Try this one, see how far you get. All right, everything getting raised to the 3rd power in the first parentheses, but also in the second. So the -4 gets raised to the 3rd power, the x gets raised to the 3rd power, the y gets raised to the 3rd power. The -2 gets raised to the 3rd power, and the x squared gets raised to the 3rd power. Let's just do these one thing at a time, just one at a time. I know it looks confusing when you look at it all together. Don't do that. It's just one thing at a time. And so we simplify what we have here. -4 times -4 times -4 is -64. Then we have an x cubed, and then we have a y cubed. -2 times -2 times -2 is -8. And then we have x squared to the 3rd power, which would be x to the 6th power. Now we need to multiply the numbers together, and we need to take care of those x's. -64 times a -8 is going to be a 512. Then we do the x's. We're going to be adding those together. And the y is by itself. Finishing this out, we end up with 512, x to the 9th, y cubed. Okay, give this one a go. All right, we have -3 out here, but note the -3 is not inside the parentheses, so we're going to just leave that alone. It does not get the 4th power. The 2 gets raised to the 4th power, and the x gets raised to the 4th power. In the second parentheses, everything is being raised to the 2nd power, so 4 squared. X to the 5th raised to the 2nd power is x to the 10th, and y squared. 2 to the 4th power is 16. And 4 to the 2nd power is also 16. So putting all the number pieces together, I'll have two 16s here. I have x to the 4th here and x to the 10th there. So that we're going to add those two together. And we have y squared. Your final answer should have been -768. X to the 14th, y squared. That is no joke of a problem. That one's hard. So if you have any questions about them, either ask me if you're in my class or leave a comment. If you are in my class, you have to do the rest of the problems on that handout. And then you glue that thing into your notebook. Hey, thanks for watching. Here is my whole playlist for exponents for those of you who are getting into this. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.